Oh, it's good to be back doing a podcast, man. After a short little hiatus, whatever the word is. Took like a month off, or a little over that. Not because I wanted to. Just had some stuff going on, and wasn't feeling like I was putting out. I recorded some podcast episodes, but it just didn't feel like I was putting out the content that I want to be put on this podcast. So if I'm not going to put out good content, I'm not going to put out any content. And there for a while, I just wasn't feeling funny or anything, and just was going through some changes and stuff, and just had to take some time off and get some stuff situated. And I feel good. I feel like I'm good doing being me again. The whole everything that's going on in the country right now is just, it does, even though if you don't think it affects you, I mean, it does, with all the uprising of COVID cases that have been coming out, and the riots that have been going on downtown, and, just everything that's going on. And not just that, but in my own life, I switched jobs temporarily just to, for the time being, and it's, doing that and everything else. It's why I haven't put out a podcast, just been busy dealing with some other stuff. And, today I'm doing a afternoon podcast, just got done working out, and I feel good. I'm not working out at the gym still. I haven't been there since the whole pandemic started, just because I don't want to catch anything or, take the chance. So, especially if I have the resources to work out alone, and still get a good workout in. I mean, I'm just trying to be smart and not put myself in a situation where I'm going to get COVID. So, just been doing that, and feel good. My arms are dead. My chest is dead. You ever get done working out and you're shaking? That's how I feel. Probably because of the pre-workout. I don't know. But but period, there's just a lot of shit going on, I'm sure, in everyone's lives and all over the place. So, we'll all get through it. And, not starting this podcast off with any comedy, but just kind of giving you guys the reason why, there hasn't been. Because I said I was going to put one out every week, but sometimes things happen, and, shit hits the fan. Like, Chris D'Elia. I'm a little, I was pretty shocked about that whole Chris D'Elia thing with all those girls coming out, and at first I didn't believe it. I thought it was just girls, putting stuff out on Twitter and trying to get at him. But the fact that he hasn't really commented on anything about it, and kind of just hasn't done his podcast, hasn't been on social media, then that makes me think, it's true. I mean, if someone came at me with allegations like that, I would defend myself if it wasn't true, and I wouldn't quit doing what I was doing. So the fact that he, quit doing what he's doing, kind of makes me believe it is true. And that sucks, because I actually thought he was a funny guy, and I used to follow him a lot. So, sometimes you just don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And one of the big things that made me realize that shit is true is, if you follow Chris D'Elia or Brian Callen, that they were like best buds and they always messed around with each other. Well, Brian Callen actually unfollowed Chris D'Elia on Instagram and deleted all of anything that he had to do with Chris D'Elia. So that was kind of the realization that, okay, yeah, that shit was true, and he's a fucking creep. And, we just gotta accept it, and fuck it. There's other people that are funny that we can follow and that ain't doing bad shit. Like, Joey Diaz, people were trying to say that him fucking grooming young girls or young comedians to do stage time. I mean, he came out and fucking just blasted all the people that were trying to blast him, and that's what I would do, I mean, if you ain't doing nothing wrong. I mean, the girls knew what they were doing, the comedians, you know, and that shit happens a lot more than we know. I'm sure it even happens here in Salt Lake City. You know, you just don't hear about it. But I'm not saying it's right, but it's what happens. And you know, fucking Joey Diaz, dude, he became uncancelable after that. That's what they're calling him. You can't cancel Joey Diaz. And this whole cancel culture, that shit kind of came out, all this stuff to me anyways, because I don't really pay attention to a lot of the media and what's going on. I just kind of stay with the comedy and try to keep in touch with my own life and my own family. But like the cancel culture, like before, like I knew people, like I kind of heard about it, but like lately it's just, that seems like fucking taken off. Just seems like there's so much havoc going on in the country, and it's having a toll on people, man. Even me, even though I don't pay much attention to it, but when I see shit like this, I'm just like, what the hell's going on? You know, you gotta watch what you say, watch what you do, and you know, I mean, even if this stuff wasn't going on, you should still be a good person and, you know, have morals and stuff. It's just, but right now it's like you do anything, even if you don't have bad intentions, but if you just say something that might offend somebody, you get put on blast all over. I mean, I see it all the time, and I'm basically staying off. I don't comment on anything. I don't post anything with what's going on. I just stay with what's going on with me and comedy, and just stay on that subject because, to be honest, everyone else will figure it out and they can hash it out, but I won't be a part of anything. I just stay with me, man. I just stay with what's going on with me and how I'm doing and what my future looks like and my goals, and that's it. I don't need to pay attention to what's going on with everyone else. And you know, if you do that, you just have a better quality of life. I mean, not getting worked up of stuff. I mean, if it's something you can change, and if there's something you can do in that moment to make a change, do it. I mean, perfect. But there's just everyone's already doing that, so why do I need to be a part of it? Why do I need to comment or make posts that people have already been posting just to show people, you know, I'm in the loop, or I'm on this side or that side? You know, it's pointless to me. You know, I'll just stay out all that drama and stuff, and because I'm not big into drama. I don't like any of that. But anyways, enough of that shit. There's the little fucking rewind of my last month. So it's basically what stopped me from doing the podcast and just put me on, you know, quiet mode for a while. But yeah, so I switched jobs, and it's a job I used to work at like a year ago, and so I basically know everyone there, and so it wasn't like starting like a new job. It was just basically doing old work just for maybe a couple months, and it's good. I mean, it's a good job. A lot of cool people that work there too. Got fucking some teenager. He listens to this podcast. He listened to a few of the episodes, I'm guessing, but he talks shit about it. You know, he's like, he just says, you know, fucking, oh, Blaize with this fucking podcast. But the funny thing is he listens to the podcast. He knows, he told me, he's like, how come you haven't released a podcast since May 29th? Like, he knows the exact last date I released a podcast, and he tries to talk shit on the podcast. But you know what? It's funny because I get it. He's a fucking teenager. And, you know, I like to think I was a better man not as a teenager, but better than these fucking teenagers are now. I was better than that. And, you know, they're just fucking, these teenagers are just fucking running around wild. You know, people took away spanking with belts. You know, fucking hitting people with oranges so they don't leave any bruises. We need to get back to that. We gotta teach these teenagers, you know, what's going on. Because they're running havoc, and pretty soon those are going to be some of the people that are going to be taking care of us. And man, I tell you, from the teenagers I've spoken with, there's a couple of them at work. They're just out of control. But he likes to talk shit, about the podcast. But he listens to it. He knows the exact date I last released an episode, and he keeps questioning me when I'm going to release a new episode. And so that makes him a fan. Yeah. Actually, that makes him a super fan because of knowing the exact date that I last released an episode, and listens and talks about it pretty much every time I see him. Yeah, he's a super fan. I'm gonna have to get him a shirt that says #1 fan of Ramblin' Rants by Blaize, and I'll just put a picture of me, and I bet you that motherfucker would wear it. Because he's a super fan. That's what I'll put on there. Super fan, right on the back of the shirt. But he looks like fucking, from Ice Age, Sid the Sloth. If Sid the Sloth was a fucking human from Ice Age, that's what this guy looks like. His name's fucking Porter Sid the Sloth. You put that in hypothesis, or not hypothesis, whatever those fucking quotes. We'll just call it that. Yeah, literally, just picture Sid the Sloth, exactly like human. That's what he looks like. He even walks like him. He even fucking has the eyes that like droop down in the corners, and has the hairdo of like a fucking sloth, and like the arms are kind of bigger than what he like hang down past his knees like fucking the sloth, and he moves like a sloth too, like I already said. He's fucking slow, but he's besides being a super fan, I think he wants to be like a pilot or something. I would never fly with him. Could you imagine flying with like a sloth? The reaction time would be so slow. If anything happened, you'd be dead. You would die. I'd never, I don't even think his parents fly with him. Or maybe his dad did, but I think his dad wanted to die or something. I can't remember what it was. But his mom, I think she wants to live, so she don't fly with him. I'm surprised he hasn't crashed yet, but I think he has like people with him that help him fly. But he told me that. He's like, yeah, dude, I like to fly. And he kind of talks kind of weird, kind of slow, like a sloth. But he wants to be a pilot. And I told him, I was like, dude, yeah, we have that common. I like to fly high too. Ayo, just joking. I don't get high. But anyways, enough of fucking Sid the Sloth, the super fan. Sid the Sloth, the super fan. Yes, can't even talk right now. It's because I took too much pre-workout, man. Drinking on some water, some iced water. Fuck yeah. But yeah, I haven't done much comedy. I think that one episode when I talked about going to Wise Guys, that was my last time actually doing stand-up. And I felt bad for a while because I was like, man, I really need to, because I hate not, like, for the past 2.5 years, there was a time where every 3 times a week, every week, I was doing comedy, and sometimes twice a night. I was hitting it hard before the pandemic and stuff. Like I was always at Wise Guys, always going to bar mics. Anything I could do, I was always doing. And I was driving all over from Provo, Park City, Salt Lake City, Ogden, Midville. I was just all over doing it. And you go from that to doing nothing. My last set was great, and I've been writing. I still been writing comedy material and writing jokes. But the thing is, like, it's not like music, right? You can tell kind of like when you write a song that's going to be good. And sometimes you think that with the joke, but with the joke, just like with music, you got to practice. But you can practice a song by yourself or just, at your home studio. But with comedy, you need an audience. And I've been thinking about, there's a lot of online mics, like Rachel Rothenberg, she hosts like a very good online open mic called the Pandemic Mic, which is actually pretty clever. And I've been thinking about maybe I should just hop on one of those online mics, but it's just the Zoom mics, man, and doing the online stuff is not the same. And I don't want to get, I mean, I guess it helps some people, but I mean, I got a comedy group that I can send videos to of me just telling jokes, or I could just post jokes online if I was just going to waste them. But I mean, that's basically all it is. And I don't want to me anyways, and I don't want to, I'd rather, I get the better experience, like, because also a lot of comedy is like your stage presence. And if you don't, you're not getting the stage, exactly the stage time doing the Zoom mics or online mics. And I just don't want to get nurtured into something that's not really going to help me be a better comedian. And I know, I don't know how long this COVID shit's going to go on for. And I don't know, when things are going to get back to normal, or if they ever do actually get back to how they were. But the crowds at Wise Guys haven't been as big. There's still great crowds, I'm sure. The one crowd that I did my last stand-up for was great. It was a lot of fun. And then, like I said, I've been kind of feeling like rough not doing stand-up, because that really, even if you had a bad set, it just felt good getting up on stage. And, I'm going to be rusty, but hopefully, because there's the uprising of COVID right now is crazy here in Utah. And actually, like 2 days ago, one of the girls I know, who I'm pretty good friends with, she actually tested positive for COVID. And then I found out like 4 or 5 other people from the comedy scene have tested positive for COVID. And, now some of the other comedians are going to get their tests to see if they have COVID, because, obviously those comedians were out and exposing it to other people, possibly. And I don't know I won't say her name, but I don't know about the other girl that just tested positive for COVID. I don't know. I know she hosted a few weeks ago, but I don't know who she came in contact with. I think some of my friends in the comedy group are even getting tested for it that have been going down to Wise Guys. And it kind of made me feel better, because I don't want to get it. And I've, been somewhat isolated. Like I hang out with my family, but I stay away from the general population as much as I can, just because I don't want to get it. And I see my grandma on a regular basis, the one that thought Kung Fu was dead, which she was talking about Kim Jong-un. That still cracks me up. I see her a couple times a week, and I would hate for me to get something, be asymptomatic and not show any symptoms without even knowing it, because I've been going down to Wise Guys or whatever, and, just downtown. That's where most of the cases are coming from. Here is mostly downtown, because all the protests, I'm sure, and just the gatherings that people have been doing. And I just don't want to bring something to her, because if she got sick, that would suck, especially if I was the one. If I didn't get sick and I got someone else sick, I wouldn't feel good, because I'm a good person. Even though I talk a lot of shit and mess with people, like Sid The Sloth, I care, and I don't want anyone getting sick because of me. So if I have to suck it up and not go do stand-up and stay away from people as much as I can, especially right now with the cases kind of increasing a lot, pretty bad lately, I'll do it, And even if I got sick, I'd have to suck it up and, quarantine myself, which I'm sure, I hope that these other comedians are doing. And I hope that, like my friends in the comedy group, I hope that anyone who came in contact with will go get tested, because shit's real, man. And now they just made it where we have to wear face masks in public and in stores, mandatory. Which, to be honest, I've only wore a mask a couple times, but it's because I don't really go anywhere that really needs me to wear a mask. Because like I said, I've been staying away, which is hard for me because I'm a very social person, and I like to talk with people, and I like to hang out and make people laugh. So, yeah, I don't know who. That's just what I've heard about in the comedy scene, and I know it's been kind of tough on Wise Guys as well, which sucks because they're a great club, and I don't want to see them struggle, and I hope that this doesn't affect them business-wise. I mean, obviously it is affecting them business-wise. I know they've had comedians from out of town cancel on them because, they don't want to come here to Utah because the cases are increasing. And I get that. Like my friend JD, I think he opened for Corey Michaels, or not Corey Michaels. I can't remember his name. Some comedian from out of town. He did like a dry bar special in Provo. But he opened for him and told me basically that there was a light crowd because they're still only allowing a certain amount of people, and it's just, man, I just miss the packed rooms and everyone having fun without the face mask and no one worrying about getting sick, and everyone's stress level was, not as high as it is now. So I hope, we gotta get through this. I want to be doing stand-up again. But yeah, too much comedy material with my grandma for her to get sick, and I can't be the reason why. So, but I know that's not much funniness, but I'm just talking. There's really not a lot of funny going around right now. So we got to try to dig deep into what's going on and try to find funny, and that's what this podcast helps me do, is because I can listen back on some of this stuff and pull funny out of the serious situations without, because you got to really analyze when you do comedy, especially nowadays. You got to really analyze what you're saying and how you're coming off to the general audience, because with tensions right now, and if you're going to make a joke about something that's going on, or, me personally, I'd rather not joke about what's going on and take people's minds away from what is going on and make them forget about it for a minute, because I can't even get on Facebook. Like, I've been staying off Facebook because every time I get on Facebook, it's all about people bitching about people not wearing masks, or, people posting stuff about BLM or clans, and then again, it's just so much drama and hate on there that I can't even read it. So that's enough of that. Let's just quit talking about all that stuff. But that's what's going on downtown in the comedy scene, and just made me feel better about not worrying about if I came in contact with them, because the girl that tested positive with COVID, if I was to go to Wise Guys and she was there, I would have talked to her and, probably been exposed, and then would have had to go get tests, and everyone around me would have had to get tests, and it just it's not worth it right now for me to go and risk all that stuff. I'll just wait for, it's going to get better. I mean, it has to. It will. And once it does, I'll have a lot more material and get back up there. And it's like riding a bike for me, stand-up. I might be rusty the first time, second time. I wasn't rusty this last time after taking a couple months off. So it just comes back to you if you keep doing it in your mind. But enough of that. A few weeks ago, me and my buddy Gray and his bandmate Tyler, I think he's like the bass player in Charlottetown, they picked me up and we went to Wendover to gamble. And dude, I don't know, I'm sure people don't get things with me, but I don't get gambling. Like, that is just not fun to me. I think think I took $100 up there, and I was like, if I lose this, I'm done. Like, I'm not big on gambling, and I did. I lost like $80. I didn't win shit. I hate gambling. I ended up getting drunk, with all of them, and I was fucking got drunk, lost $80, and puked in an ashtray in Wendover, and there for a minute thought I was in Vegas, and the atmosphere and just the gambling scene, I guess you would call it, it's just not for me. I hate it. I think I played 21, and that was like the longest thing I did. And that's okay. I don't mind playing poker or card games, but like the machines, fuck all that. I'm fucking drunk and puking in an ashtray because it's so freaking hot and smoky, and I think there was a couple cute girls though. So I mean, that was like the better part of it. But other than that, but we went up there for JD's birthday. To be honest, I was pretty drunk and didn't even know why we went up there. And then I found out afterwards that we went up there for JD's birthday, basically to celebrate it with him. And I thought it was just like a spur of the moment thing, and I didn't really read the messages in the group chat about why we were going to Wendover. And yeah, it was for his birthday party. And then that's when I realized on the way home, I was like, that ain't for me. I'm not a gambler. Not something I'm into. So I don't care if I ever go to a casino again. I'd rather not. I don't like them. But the trip was fun, going up there and back. Riding with some musicians, because all they did was play loud music and scream the whole way up, and singing the song, which was fun for me. I tried talking them into letting me be the bass player, dude. Not bass player, fucking drummer. I could totally be a drummer. I'm a fucking spaz, dude. You play something and give me the drums, dude. I'd be like Tommy Lee, dude. I just need to get the fucking swirling the drumstick in my hand. Probably fucking wouldn't even be like an actual drumstick. I'd probably be chewing on a fucking ice cream drumstick. Those are good, by the way, with the little chocolate things at the end. Hell yeah. But yeah, I tried. It was that part was fun. Going up there for that part, and seeing Gray and JD, because I haven't seen them a whole lot during the pandemic and everything. I think that was the second time I've seen Gray since March or April. Because I think the last time I saw Gray, I was actually helping him move out of his apartment, which he just bought a house. So congratulations to him. But yeah, and then JD, I think that was the first time I seen JD since I did that mic, my last stand-up mic. Yeah, that was the last time I seen him. And so it was fun, getting out and seeing everyone, especially because when you're used to seeing everyone basically every week and every other day doing comedy, and then going from not seeing them at all, but still talking to them in the group chat and stuff, which the group chat is awesome. I mean, it's good to have that. And I think we're going, like with the original people that we still have in the group chat, we were going like on 2 years, or maybe a year. No, like a year and a half. I think almost 2 years, yeah. With that, and it's been fun. And I want to take another trip. I want to go to Hollywood and possibly do comedy there. Like go to the Hollywood store or Hollywood store. God damn it. The Comedy Store. Do some comedy there. But to be honest, I think they've opened up for like the bar area, but I don't think they've opened up for shows yet, which is crazy. Oh yeah, some nice ice water. Yeah, there's still a lot, I think, because I remember listening to the Joe Rogan Experience, and he talked about Wise Guys here in Salt Lake City, and talked about how we're open and doing mics and shows. But yeah, they're still not. And to be honest, I think we're going to close back down soon. That's just my opinion. Or what if fucking Yellowstone volcano erupted? That, like, right now would be the perfect time for it to just erupt. And just, I don't know if it'd kill us immediately, but it would kill us. And dude, I don't know why. Like, when I say this, I don't mean that I like when people get hurt or people, you know, all the loss and damages that happen. But like, I'm a sucker for natural disasters. Like, to be in a tornado, I would love, like, obviously, you know, as long as like I knew what was going on, I would love to be in a tornado or like see a fucking tsunami or something like that from like, as long as like I knew I could get my way out of it or something. But the adrenaline, I love the adrenaline that comes with stuff like that. And that's why, like, at first when the whole shutdown happened a month ago or 2 months ago, I was kind of like, this is awesome. I mean, it wasn't awesome for the like, I'm saying this just in like history wise. I was like, this is awesome, we're living through history, and you know, this is something I've never experienced in my life. Like, I've never been in a shutdown or heard of a shutdown. And for one just to come out of nowhere to me, it was kind of like, this is crazy. But now, obviously, I'm fucking sick of it and ready for it to be over. But, like, I would love to see a tornado. Like, I came close to seeing a tornado once when I was a kid in Colorado, but it never happened. But, you know, like, just, like, seeing that stuff, I think that'd be just awesome. Like, I would love to be a storm chaser. Just like, obviously comedian first, but like if I get rich and have a lot of money, I'll totally buy like a vehicle and get like a crew, get like a little storm chasing crew, and fucking just take like a year off, or maybe not even a year off, like half a year, 6 months, and just go chase like storms and shit like that. Like, that just, I think that'd be awesome. I mean, I'm the type of person that I want to do a lot of everything. I don't settle for just one thing. Like, I want to experience a lot of things in my life. And sometimes you need money to do that. And, you know, I definitely would want comedy to be my career, but I would have so many side projects going on. And who wouldn't? I mean, how many people look up, you know, YouTube videos of storms? Like, I would love to be in one and live, obviously, and not get hurt. I don't want to get cut or nothing. I'm not good with blood. But just to, you know, like, and see a tsunami, like, be in one of those big-ass boats that you don't have to worry. Or, like, there's a YouTube video of, like, a boat on top of a tsunami, and then when it, tsunami, and then when it went underneath them, the boat fucking drops off the huge thing. Like, that'd be awesome, I think. For me, I'd probably be screaming like a little girl. Ah! That wasn't screaming. That was me laughing. But, yeah, it was. I just find that stuff. I'm an adrenaline junkie, and like, that's why I would love to jump out of a plane. Like, I hate heights. Like, I get dizzy if I look off an edge if I'm on top of the roof. But I like to put myself in those situations because, like, being scared, getting that feeling in your stomach, and then getting your heartbeat from the adrenaline, like, that is just, I love that. It's like, you're scared of it, but you love it. That's how I am. Anyways, it's good to be doing this podcast again, and thank you for people that are listening. I appreciate all of you, and I know this one wasn't, you know, this one wasn't very comedic, and it was just kind of me just giving you a rough down on what's been going on with me. And around here, if you're listening from out of town, what's, you know, shit that's just going on, I'm sure everyone knows already. But, like I said, I'm not too much on social media, or let me say, I'm not too much on Facebook right now, just because there's just too much drama. But still follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. These fucking teenagers, Sid The Sloth at work, they're big on Snapchat. I might think about getting a Snapchat back. I don't know. I fucking hate Snapchat though. I fucking hate it. I got rid of it like 2 years ago. But if it reaches more people, then I might think about doing it again for comedy wise. But yeah, follow me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All of it's gonna be at Blaize Sanchez. Thank you for listening to Ramblin' Rants. See you next time.